Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's the old guy Jack here. I put together a drawing of how I'm going to try and fix the lighting circuits on this Vape install on a DT400C. It was all kind of kludged up the way it was before, and they had even eliminated the fuse. I don't know if they were having trouble with it and blowing fuses or what. But there's some differences between the electrical systems, the lighting systems mostly, between the Vape system and the Yamaha system. So I'm going to go over what I'm thinking might work, and then if you guys got any comments or suggestions, I would appreciate it. If you don't think it's going to work and you think I'm an idiot, well, that's fine too. I don't care. But yeah, make a comment if you think you can help out. I would appreciate it. All right, let's start with the Yamaha system. The Yamaha system runs off a 6-volt battery here and a stator over here. The stator provides a couple of functions. It provides the ignition, which we're not going to get into here, and it provides the lighting, and it also provides the charging voltage for your 6-volt battery through a rectifier here. And it actually has 2 different coils that it can select for the amount of current you're going to need. So if the lighting switch is on, in other words, there's a switch up on the left handlebar that turns the lights on and off. That doesn't affect things that you need during the daytime, like turn signals and so on. But let's go through how it works here. All right, we got our battery. It comes down through this little 10 amp fuse, and it comes to the main switch. Now this is the key switch. There's only 2 positions on the DT400C. There used to be a separate position for lighting back DT2, DT3, so on. But anyway, it comes in on a red wire to the main switch. And the main switch has 2 functions. Number 1, it grounds out your on-off switch on your right handlebar to the ignition. But the one we're concerned about is it takes the red wire that comes in with 6 volts on it and puts it through to a brown wire. That brown wire works throughout the bike to provide the 6 volts protected with a fuse from the battery. It goes to the horn, it goes to the stop switch in the front, it goes to the stop switch in the rear, and it goes to the flasher relay. These are all things that you're going to need whether it's nighttime or not. And actually nowadays you have to have the headlight on all the time too. So the horn, of course, that's the little round button on the left handlebar switch. You got the stop switch front, which is on the brake lever on the right hand side of the handlebar. The stop switch rear, which is on your foot lever, and then the flasher relay. So these are all brown wires coming in here. There's a brown wire into here, and coming out of the flasher is a brown-white wire. That brown-white wire goes to the left handlebar switch, where you can select whether you want to turn left or right. And then there's actually 5 bulbs. There's this indicator bulb up here that is tied across the two. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to work the way I'm doing this, that same way. But I may just end up with front and rear turn signals on each side. Some flashers actually have another post that can be used to power an indicator light. So anyway, we get over to the stator, and here we find something else. That you have these 2 taps on this one coil. That's for the charging circuit. And you have this 1 tap coming out of here on a yellow wire. That yellow wire, when you turn the switch for the lighting system on, ties to a blue wire. That blue wire just jumps right across the switch to the other side and comes in here. And then you got the blue wire's got the voltage on it, and when you're on high, you switch that over to a yellow wire. So you tie the blue and the yellow together. And when you're on low, you tie the blue and the green together. And they both go out to here, to the lights. That's the headlight, by the way, high and low. Okay, well, I don't know if it'll show up on the picture, but this area that's kind of blocked off with yellow, which is probably not showing up real well, but we'll hope. And this area go away when you put the vape system in. So we have to figure out, since this stator actually provides the light for the headlight, we need to figure out where we can connect it to on the vape system. And we're going to go get a drawing of the vape system and put it up here. And I'll show you what I think should work. At least I'm hoping it'll work. So I'll be right back. All right, now, this is the vape system schematic. It's in German, but that's all right. We can figure it out. As far as the lighting goes, there isn't a separate lighting coil for the headlight like we had over here. So all you've got is the battery voltage and the battery. Now, we only got a 1.3 ampere hour battery. That's the only 12 volt battery you could get in there. So most of the lights have been changed, and we want to hook, let's see, where do we want to hook it? This area right up here. We want to hook in just where it goes into this on-off switch for the headlight. And there's a yellow wire going in there right now that goes out on the blue. We talked about that. And then it goes over to the switch for high and low. So we want to cut this wire here and tie it in directly past the ignition lock. In other words, we want to come in down here so that it's not hot unless you turn the key on. The way they had it hooked up, it was on all the time. I mean, you could still turn it off with this switch, But knowing myself, I would forget to turn that off, and I'd come out and the battery would be dead next time. So we want to run a wire directly from, you see this here? This is what they're indicating as the ignition lock or ignition switch and the fuse. And then this is the battery over here. So we want to tie in after the ignition switch, right here, where they say existing electric system. So this needs to tie into the brown wire right here. And we eliminate all this stuff. We eliminate all this stuff. And everything will be out running on 12 volts, which is pretty much been taken care of. Light bulbs and all that, I hope, have all been changed. I'm not sure. I have not checked the indicator bulbs in the tack and the light bulb that lights up the 2 meters. But I'm hoping they were changed to 12 volts. If not, I've got 4 indicator bulbs in stock that I can put in there if I have to. So, any questions or any suggestions, more than anything, if you think this won't work, let me know. If you think you've got a suggestion to make it better, let me know. And that's all there is to it for now. This is the old guy, Jack, signing off.